Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a video on my thoughts on the Deadpool movie. Wow, what a great film. The thing is, I don't know if I'd say it's better than the second film. It's just the second film has so much more so much more money behind it and a lot more funding and that behind it, whereas actually the first film, this one was actually made on a fairly small budget, apparently, for a superhero film anyway, so like nowhere near as much as say any of the standalone Marvel films, so such as like probably Iron Man 3, Thor 1 and or 2, definitely Thor Ragnarok, any of the Guardians of the Galaxy films. I'm looking over there because those are where my Marvel films are. Captain America, maybe 1 and or 2 even, probably all had bigger budgets than this film, and yet this film really smashed it out of the park, and it kind of had to, because in America, at least, over here in the UK, it's rated a 15, however in America it was rated an 18, or it's a R-rated movie as they like to call it over there, which means that it's an 18, which statistically speaking, normally 18 rated films in America don't really do that well, because you've cutting down the amount of people who can see this film. It's a smaller demographic of people who can see the film then, and usually apparently 18 rated films in America, surprisingly enough, as I say, just don't do that well usually, historically. But as I say, this film smashed it out of the park. Apparently it really did well, and it's one of the first ever, I think it was, R-rated and 18 rated superhero films in America. So and or just 18 rated films, superhero films anyway, and then I think that then lent itself well to Logan, a standalone film with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, to be an 18 as well. And that being said, really the only reason why it needs to be an 18 is because of the violence and the language in that. So if you're not a fan of sort of blood and guts and people cursing a lot, then yeah, this isn't the film for you. However, personally, I sort of got into the Deadpool comics and or Deadpool, like I'd known about him since I was about 12, 13 years old, but I hadn't really got into the comics and the graphic novels until not until this film came out, but just I was on the cusp of getting into those sorts of things before the film came out. So then when the film did come up, and that on my radar, I was just definitely like, yeah, we need to back this, we need this film, because then that'll bring more traffic to the comics and that, and that. For example, I do have Deadpool x Deadpool, I think it's called, or Deadpool versus Deadpool, and Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, even though I know there's another series called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again, however I don't have that one. And then I have like a myriad an array of just different random single issue Deadpool comics I've got over the years, that whenever I just randomly pick up a Deadpool single issue sort of one randomly, and that. But as I say, I've got 2 of the graphic novels of Deadpool, and I have one of the Deadpool action figures as well. But my thoughts on the film is that it is really fun. It's funny, it's fun, it's action-packed, and some of the action sequence is, for lack of a better term, I hate using this term and or word even in a lot of these sorts of reviews, as it were, epic. Other than that I can't really explain them. The bloody, the gory, and that. What I think is so important to think about when thinking about this film, for me in particular, and other hopefully Deadpool fans, is that you got to think the reason why this even got made is because of that leaked video that got leaked onto YouTube, and that little bit where Deadpool jumps off the top of that motorway bit and then kills a bunch of those goons and or bad guys in that car. That sequence was really low res, and it got leaked a year or 2, 3 years before this film got made, but it got so many views, it got so many likes, shares, comments, just people begging for the film to be made, that they then thought, okay, there is an actual interest for this, there is an actual reason for us to make this, we're going to make a profit, we're actually going to have some sort of audience, because I think that's why Fox, the people behind Deadpool, or who used to own Deadpool anyway, as well as X-Men and Fantastic Four, were very hesitant to make a Deadpool film, because the last time they made Deadpool, or had Deadpool in one of their films, it didn't go too well, and it's even referenced in this, which I love, which is that shitty Deadpool crap that they pulled off in X-Men Origins. Yeah, we don't talk about that crap. And then there's even lovely references to Green Lantern, you know, Ryan Reynolds playing Green Lantern. Don't please make as long as you don't make the costume animated, or the costume green or animated. You know, there's just loads of references to stuff like that, loads of pop culture references, loads of Easter eggs like in the background. Like, I've seen the film like countless times, and there's still always something new and interesting to see in the background and that, you know. Ryan Reynolds gives an absolutely stellar performance here. I think he gives some amazingly nuanced and really sort of in-depth traits, characteristics to the character, where other actors could have just phoned it in. And what I mean by that is, like, at that bit where they're on the motorway and he's only got 12 bullets, when he kills people and that, or when he can't kill the guy who we later find out is Francis, he's like, he starts going, ah, and like getting really angry and aggressive, and it just adds another layer to his character. Like, he's getting annoyed, you know, that he can't do what he's actually meant to be doing, which is basically just to kill people. He's basically a gun for hire, you know, and a merc with a mouth is probably the best way of describing him, because he just never shuts up, and it's referenced in the film a lot, you know, that he's just this sort of wisecracking, you know, just never fucking annoying dude, wisecracking fucking annoying dude who never shuts up and that, you know. And yeah, I mean, it's funny, it's weird, it's like the villain has a name called Ajax, I think it is, but actually I think Francis is a more intimidating name than Ajax. Ajax sounds like really dumb. And one thing that I do like, which is really subtle, and it's right at the beginning, where Francis is talking to these dudes, like clearly going to be making some sort of deal with them, although it's never really explicitly explained what the hell that bit is. But basically he threatens this dude, then this dude goes, fucking mutants, or whatever. But I kind of just like the fact that they don't shy away from the fact that people in this world and universe don't like the mutants. They see them as obviously second-class citizens almost, and just seen as shit people and mistakes and wrong people and that, you know. And I like the fact that the film doesn't shy away from that, because that's definitely, in retrospect, thinking about it, that's obviously definitely a theme and thing that gets picked up much later in Deadpool 2 and that, which I don't currently own, but hopefully I will be getting for Christmas when that comes around. But yeah, I love Vanessa. The actress who plays Vanessa is really cool. She's really awesome in the role. For the part she plays, she's, as I say, really good. And I believe that, you know, Ryan Reynolds' character of Wade Wilson would be attracted to this woman and that, and just the fact that they both are fucked up and that, so much that they connect on so many levels. And then, like Wade Wilson says, life's just one big huge shitstorm of crap with like little intermissions, and this was the longest intermission I'd ever had. And then he just falls down, and then the next scene is him getting told that he has cancer, which, yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, like, yeah, this film is rather basic and that, because all it is it's an origin story for people who don't know Deadpool. And if you do know Deadpool, then it's kind of like just a little bit of a romance story, which more than likely the people who do know Deadpool won't be wanting that. But those are the only two story strands really here. And that, but I think the thing is, this film doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, because again, there's already been, you know, countless other superhero films prior, so it's just more about getting over the hurdle and the barrier. I think the biggest barrier to entry here is the fact that it's a sort of not, you know, a clear-cut good guy versus bad guy. It's a sort of anti-hero. It's like he does good things, but not for the right reasons, is basically who Deadpool is. He might save someone, but in doing so, he kind of just wants them to pay him then, you know, because again, he is a mercenary, he is like a gun for hire, so, you know, so it's debatable as to whether or not he's doing the right thing, or the morally good thing, you know. I like the side characters of Colossus is decent, and Megasonic Teenage Warhead is also decent, but they're not in the film a lot, and they're only really utilised towards the latter end of the film to attack some of the other side villains, and that. It's pretty cool that they've got like this helicarrier right at the end where the big epic final battle and final showdown, as it were, happens, and that because I think it better establishes this film in the Marvel universe as a whole, even though, as I said before, Fox own the rights, or did anyway, to Deadpool, so technically he's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's kind of cool that they've got like this recognisable thing that we may have seen in other superhero films, i.e. the helicarrier at the end of the film. What else? I like the Stan Lee cameo in the strip club, that's kind of funny to me. What else? Blind Al is funny as nah. And I don't know, I just like a lot of the pop culture references. It's just fun. It's just a fun, light-hearted film. Like, it doesn't have to be this extravagant marvel of a film. Like, the story is basic, but it kind of had to be because it was introducing a lot of new people to a otherwise more complicated character, I guess. I mean, there's one bit that I do really like, which apparently, I think, from what I've heard, is actually just Ryan Reynolds and the guy who plays Dopender, the taxi driver. They were just, riffing and or doing this off the cuff, and it wasn't in the script, but the bit about, like, Buntu and the guy trying to get his girlfriend, Gita or whatever, I love that bit, because then Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is just, oh my god, he brings this sort of side of his schizophrenic character, which is very much established in the comics, but they don't really do much with it in the films. I don't know why, but it's that thing of him being like, oh, bad Dopender, excellent Dopender, you know, like, I didn't tell him to do that, I did, you know, like he's got that, like, sort of split personality disorder. Like, he'll say to Colossus, yeah, this is a bad thing he's doing, excellent work, Dopender, you know, just like, you know, like, it's got like two sort of voices in his head almost, sort of thing, which I really think they could do some interesting things with later on in the franchise, you know, which brings me to that point where Weasel and in the bar says, like, yeah, Deadpool, that sounds like a franchise. That was funny. And you know, Captain Deadpool, Captain America, the other one, which was a reference to Daredevil, and that, you know, and that Scarepool or something, where it, I don't know, your local friendly neighborhood pool guy, Spider-Man. But yeah, just loads of funny references, and I think, again, it's just a testament to the fact that even though it was on a small budget, its story held up. That's what really should be the point of focus for a lot of films. Like, the story should be the sort of main point of focus, not always the money you throw at films and that. And I think, again, it was just a solid film, and that, I mean, yeah, sure, things could look better, things could be shot a bit better, but here and there maybe, but overall it's just a fun film. If you're a big Deadpool fan, then obviously it's a must watch, or if you don't know the character and someone recommends it to you who is a big fan of Deadpool, then maybe give it a watch, and that, but you might like it, you might not, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's a fun film, and I like the humour, the references, the Easter eggs, the sort of pop culture references sort of thing, the violence, the sort of guns and and sort of the blood effect is very comic book-esque, and that it's just really, it really does feel like they've really succeeded in making getting the character of Deadpool from the comics into a film. And that's the biggest praise I can give them, is that, really, because that was what they were going for. That, and to tell a story, an origin story about the character, and a love story between Wade Wilson and Vanessa, which again succeeds. So yeah, because I think that originally the film was released around Valentine's Day of all days. So yeah, kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, I fucking loved it. So thanks for watching. Comment, rate and subscribe.